Welcome to the Lure Lab, where we dive into baits and techniques that everyone is wanting to learn about or is using to help you catch more bass and put them in the boat. The Lure Lab is a part of the Serious Angler Network. And as always, I am your host, the captain, Andrew Full, and the Lure Lab is presented by Omnia. And all the products that we talk about today in this episode will be listed down below in the description. So make sure you click on those links, head on over to Omnia, support our sponsors, and help support us. We greatly appreciate it. And if you use code SERIOUS10 at checkout, you're going to save yourself 10% on your order. And if you look into Premium Pro, you can even get 10% back every time you buy stuff. So make sure you head over to Omnia, check out all the awesome gear by clicking those links down below. But we have a killer episode for everyone today. There is a new mod out for the 5-inch mag draft that was just released back into the US market. And we're joined by Alec Morrison, Megabass Pro, Tackle Warehouse, Major League Fishing, Invitationals Pro. He won AOI and Rookie of the Year last year, set weight records for Toyota Series on Sam Rayburn. Guy knows his stuff, and this mod is a sneaky one, a super simple one, and it's going to put a lot more bass in the boat for you or in the kayak. And I hope you extremely enjoy this one because it is loaded with juice. So let's get into it. All right, everyone. We are joined now by Alec Morrison, the reigning Major League Fishing Invitationals Rookie of the Year and Angler of the Year. And now it's 2025, new season, new goals, right? So what's going on, man?
Oh man, a lot of stuff. New season, like you said, new goals, a lot of new lakes,
New
and
title sponsor.
yeah. It's been a hectic start to the year already. I mean, I feel like I've been going and going, but
Yeah. And you're fishing the Central Opens too, correct? Am I
yeah,
wrong in
I'm
that? Or the
thinking, or considered. I keep getting Division One and Two mixed up, but it's Division
Gotcha.
One, and I
Oh,
did fish the event on Rayburn on Division Two, but that was the only event out of Division Two that I'm fishing.
gotcha. Oh, so you're doing like the Clarks Hill. What's the next one? Kentucky?
That's for Division Two. The next one for me would be Tom Bigby. Tom Bigby
Gotcha.
River.
Oh, that's
Yes.
gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't want to do Kentucky Lake. That place
Uh,
seems like it'd be up your wheelhouse,
I
right?
know, but it's also during this. Oh, geez. Also during this Toyota here on Rayburn.
Oh yeah, I think you'd rather fish Rayburn, right?
Yeah, most definitely. There we go. I got you back. I don't know what my computer just did, but it got rid of you there for a little bit.
It
Anyway,
happens. It's technology. We always run into situations. You didn't leave here, so we still got you. So that's
uh,
good. But anyways, your title sponsor is now Megabass, and
yes,
they just released a sweet little article, right, about the 5-inch mag draft, which is
hmm
kind of reintroduced into the American market.
yeah,
So one, the 5-inch mag draft, but the article was about a sneaky
yeah.
modification. So I want to know how and why you came up with this concept, and I'm going to let you run with it here. And why is it beneficial to do this modification?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, as a lot of us know already, the standard 6-inch mag draft rigged is it's a killer all across the country. Looking at pre-spawn through the fall. I mean, it gets bit. You can cover a lot of water, and you have some different options when it comes to like the freestyle. Putting in the freestyle version, putting in like a beast hook, and that kind of allows you to fish some more grass and some heavier cover type scenarios. And but in this new 5-inch offering, I actually got it right here.
Oh boy.
But it's a great one just to take out a pack and fish it how you would standard. You traditionally fish the 6-inch, but I was playing around with it on Rayburn one day a few weeks back, and um, essentially all the fish that I was targeting were, mid column, closer to bottom. And although this bait, swims great out of the package, it performs very, very well. It's really in the category of kind of a shallower water, much slower presentation type of a deal.
Finessey,
Yeah,
Swimbait-esque.
it's the
Got it.
same, it's kind of the same. It's essentially the same as the six, although, size is certainly smaller and weight is less. So with that being said, you have to, I believe, downsize and line a little bit and typically fish it a little slower and in shallower water. But this is a simple, extremely simple mod to do it. All it is a swivel connect, or not a swivel, but a split ring connected to the eyelet of the bottom hook hanger. That is just a part of the harness that runs through the head of the bait. And all I do is clip a closed eye drop shot weight on there. And
Is it cylinder important over like a teardrop or a round one, you think?
I don't. I have messed with completely round ones as well, and it didn't seem to make any kind of difference. I know this may look a little funky, but I will say I started doing it and started catching them right away, like they didn't even care. So it might look a little funny, but although this is a very simple mod, what I have here is a quarter ounce. This happens to be just a Rains closed eye drop shot weight. Um, what this simple mod does is it truly broadens the range at which you can now present this mag draft. And there's quite a few cool features about it. And, typically without the weight, it'd be kind of a slow falling deal. You'd be like trying to sink it out. And, over time, it would want to kind of rise up back to you. But this deal, it actually will fall completely straight down and swim on the way down. Like
Nose down, hey.
like
Oh,
nose down, swims down beautifully.
how
And
many bit it as on the like as you're
yeah,
slack it, let it fall? How many fish grabbed it?
I believe I've caught two or three that, just ate it on the straight up fall on the sink. But what's so great about it is when it does reach that desired depth and I engage the reel and start to tighten up on line, begin presentation, it the way that this bait will plane out perfectly straight and then swim through horizontally wherever I want it is kind of remarkable. And it was
Juicy.
certainly better than I intended. I was really just trying to throw some weight on it and get it down a little deeper. But the fall and the presentation is greatly affected in a good way.
I
By
could see it too, like if you'd have
weight.
like a standing timber, right? And you
Mhm.
throw it in there on forward, and
Yeah,
there's no branches on that front side, and it just kind of
you
goes
could get
down
it
in front
tight.
of it. You
Yeah,
might, ooh,
yeah, exactly. And then also, this weight is always at this downward position. It's kind of free swinging.
yeah,
What this allows for better than, in my opinion, nail weights in the bait is if you were, going to weight this traditionally with nail weights, you would have to be very selective on where you place them, and like it would have to be a little strategic, to make sure that everything is aligned and swimming straight and properly. Whereas this is just instantly going to adjust for that. It's now, its center of gravity is now down here. This is the lowest point and the heaviest part of the entire bait. And what that does is it keeps the bait extremely level at all speeds. So it doesn't matter if you want to like burn it in quick or whatever. It's not going to blow out. It's not going to turn over. It just remains very stable, and it really it really does a number. It's surprising that just a little mod like this could broaden the range in which you use this bait. And
now let me ask you this: have you tried other size weights too, like an eighth or a 3/8 to
yeah,
increase or slow it down and see how it balances?
so I've been messing recently with a 3/16, so a light, slightly smaller weight. This one, like I said, is a quarter, and it's the same deal. You know, you might not get the exact speed and kind of cadence that you would with the quarter. You're not going to get it, you know, to fish as well at the same depth. But um, let's say you're targeting, you know, some floating fish, pelagic fish, as I would call it. You know, you may be in like 20 to 30 feet, and you don't know if they're going to be 8 foot down or close to the bottom. That's kind of the scenario I was picking up this quarter ounce in. I was able to get it to him quick and plane it out and have this thing swimming, you know, true horizontally by them and above them. And then if, you know, you're in a scenario where, you know, maybe you're really trying to target like an 8 to 12 foot range and they're close to bottom or something like that, then that might be where I would lighten it up a little bit and switch to the 3/16. And it allows you to really broaden the range at which you can fish this bait because, as we all know, this shape and swim is a proven fish catcher. You know,
Oh,
so
if not one of the best,
it
right?
really is. Yeah,
Unreal. I feel like people will pull any size of a mag draft out of the box or off the shelf and be like, man, this thing looks so big. And then
yeah,
you throw it and you're like 10 casts in, you're like, oh, there's a 6 pounder on it, but you
yeah.
didn't eat it and now you're addicted.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, they just get bit. It's a bait that I have been fishing on Champlain pre-spawn for a long time, and both the rigged version, like the harness version with the treble, and also I really enjoy fishing the freestyle as well. Sometimes I think people I think that one's a little slept on sometimes, but you know, this mod really kind of reminds me more so of the freestyle with a beast hook, just because I can, you know, get the bait down better, fish it closer to bottom, fish it at higher speeds, and it remains stable. So it is really cool to now have a way to tweak this new size, and you'll just really you're gonna get more out of your bait by making these simple modifications to it.
And
So.
I mean, I think that's something all anglers need to be open to is
Mhm.
messing around and tinkering, right? And
Yeah,
that's
no
what
doubt.
Lure Lab is all about is bringing all this stuff to people's attention. But
Hmm.
before I cut you loose here, I got two more questions for you. Does it work on the bigger sizes? And have you experimented with like the 68s with
Yeah.
it yet?
Oh, yeah, it certainly does. And, you know, the thing that you just have to keep in mind is that although the five to you know the difference between the 5 and a 6 inch doesn't seem like a lot, but overall profile and weight and just the amount of plastic, it is actually quite a bit of a difference. So with that being said, the six, you know, is more plastic, it's bigger, weighs more. You're going to probably want to increase the weight at which you attach to it. I would start out with a quarter and maybe go to a 3/8, and you know, if you were fishing something like super deep, then maybe even a half ounce. But now this does just allow you to make those quick changes based on what your conditions are.
Yeah, I can only imagine. I'm like, oh, there's this one area on Erie. I'm like, I wonder if I put like a 3/4 ounce cylinder
Yeah.
weight on it, like a 6 inch, and just slow roll it in like 40
Oh,
foot.
good.
I'm like, wonder how big of a smallmouth will eat that. So now I'm
Dude.
like, crap, now I have something to try. So thanks.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, it doesn't take much, you know. It's like I feel like we do some pretty crazy rigging modifications sometimes, and this one is certainly like, you know, one of the easiest, but probably
Hey,
one of the most, you know, beneficial ones that you could really do and put in your tackle box. That's for sure.
and in my opinion, there's not a lot of mods that truly make a bait fish better, right? Like it
Mhm,
might make it
mhm.
do something for a situation that you
Yeah.
needed to do. But if
Yes.
it's completely affecting the action of the bait and making it swim nose down, one,
Oh
that's
yeah.
huge. Like how many fish have we caught tight lining a swim bait and
Yeah.
they eat it on the drop? So you open that up and
Yep.
now you can crawl on the bottom and feel bottom because of the cylinder weight. Like
Oh, no doubt. It certainly feels more as if you're fishing like a standard like lead head and
mm,
swimmer. You know, it really gives it that kind of feel. And you know, like I said, out of the package, if you know, this is a unbelievable bait for fishing really slow. it's almost exactly the same as a 6-inch mag draft. You know, it has the same profile and swim, just downsized, downscaled, and you know, out of the package, it's going to be great for those kind of shallow scenarios. Maybe you're throwing around skipping docks, around laydowns, just your traditional stuff. But it was just this whole mod was just for me to see if I could use this bait in other scenarios, and it's really been working out well. I've caught a bunch of fish doing it.
Yeah. So that leads us into the final question. It's one I didn't prep you for, right? It's the Omnia Juice of the Week because the Lure Lab is presented by Omnia. But my question is, why should someone choose a harness swim bait like the Mag Draft over just your standard swim baits, like
Hmm.
your normal boot tailed, like a Kitech or a Rage Swimmer or any
Mhm.
of those?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you know, they are similar in category and similar in action. You know, for me, fishing up north, uh, we threw a Kitech on a lead head like a lot of the year, but in some of those colder water scenarios, especially around pre-spawn, you know, the bigger, more lifelike kind of profile, and also the real slow and rolling tail action, it really generated a lot bigger bites on average for me up north, and that's originally what kind of uh, gave me the confidence to throw this bait around the country. And you know, a lot of other people do have the confidence throwing this bait because it is a proven catcher. But yeah, you know, typically your Kitech on a lead head is your more standard approach, or hollow belly, whatever it may be. And then you know, it's interesting to now have that kind of size profile in the mag draft. You know, and
Yeah.
I'm sure when people get it in hand, they'll kind of be surprised, and yeah, it's just it's a great bait for sure.
Oh man, thanks. I actually have some original 5 inchers laying around when
Oh
I
yeah,
was I was out west in San Diego, and there was a little tackle shop, East County
oh
Bait and
he's kind of
Tackle.
been, oh yeah.
Yeah, and they had some 5 inchers, and I was like, I've never seen these before. I'm like, so I picked some up, and I've caught a
Mhm,
few fish on them, but it
mhm.
was the same deal. It's like you have to reel them at a certain speed,
Yep,
otherwise they blow out. And I know
yeah,
Megabass recently redesigned them so they don't blow out as much as the
yeah,
original ones.
yeah.
So I'm excited to try the new ones.
Yeah, this I didn't get the opportunity to fish the original 5-inch version that came out, but you know, this one out of packet it swims very well, and yeah, it'll be really cool to fish it in kind of that general scenario as well. But yeah, I hope some people kind of take a look at this and decide if they pick some up, decide to try it, because I think it really is a great mod to have.
Yeah, you know what we should do is a call to action, right? Like anyone who does it, now you have to tag Alec in your story
Yeah,
and blow up his Instagram so he can share it to Megabass,
hey,
right? Yeah,
do
there
some
we go.
crazy mods and whatever you think, and yeah, tag me on Instagram, Alec Morrison Fishing.
I
I'll be
love it.
happy to take a look at them. That'd be awesome.
Well, heck yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thank you for taking the time today to join me here. I know it's a busy schedule for you. And man, good luck the rest of 2025 and
Thank you.
go catch him up, buddy.
Hey, I'm gonna try.
All right.
Have a good
Sounds
one.
good. We'll chat soon. And that's a wrap, everyone. We appreciate you tuning into this week's episode here on the Lure Lab, which is presented by Omnia. This episode was awesome. I'm looking forward to getting some 5-inch mag drafts and to add them into my arsenal to help us put a bunch more fish in the boat. I think it's going to be a cool tool, sneaky mod. Now everyone's going to know about it, but it's already been catching a lot of fish for Alec. So if you're new here on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below if you're going to use this mod or if you already did it and you are upset that the world knows about it. Please let us know down below in the comments. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, it allows you to leave a review. Please do so. It allows the Lure Lab and the Serious Angler Network to be seen by more bassin nerds. And that's the goal, is to continue growing this thing and to bring in everyone the juice. So stay tuned for next week's episode, and we will see you then.